The problem, of course, is that for logging in, we don't use the error handling logic we use for signing up. And therefore, we get the full error response, which we try to output as a message. Hence, we see object here. Now, actually, it would be nice to share that error handling logic between both observables. So between the sign up and the login observable. And that, of course, is possible. We can create a new private method here in the auth service. Private because we'll only use it in that service, which we could name handle error, and where we get an error response, which is of type error response, HTTP error response to be precise. And that is imported from @angular/common/HTTP. So I get that response here, and in there, I want to have that code. So I want to basically dive into the response, check it, and then throw a new error observable. So I copy that entire code into the handle error method, where I set up let error message, then check the error response for the error field, and then for the nested error field. Then we have that switch statement, and we in the end return a new thrown error in an observable, either here or here. Now, instead of setting up this anonymous method up there, we can pass this handle error into catch error. And this handle error refers to this private method here. So now we have this central place for handling errors, or this central function, and we use that here. We can now use that same pipe with catch error on our login observable here. So there I add that exact same pipe. This means that this handle error function now runs for both observables that are related to signing up, as well as for observables that are related to logging in. And therefore now, if we save this, we should see a different error message if we try to log in with a user that doesn't exist. Now we see an unknown error occurred. And it makes sense that we see this message because in our handle error function, we only handle the email exists error here in this switch case statement. Now we can simply add more cases, because for logging in, you see common error codes are email not found or invalid password. And I guess it would make sense to handle these two cases since they look relatively common. Important, of course, if you don't want to give any hints away, whether the email or the password was the wrong thing, you can, of course, also handle both with the same error message that doesn't give any hints. Here, I will be more specific to practice this a bit better. So let's break here after this case and then handle the email not found case, where I will set my error message to this email was or does not exist, then break, and then add another case for invalid password, like this, where we can set the error message equal this password is not correct. Again, you could use the same error message for wrong password and wrong email to give no hint away for what of the two things was wrong to enhance security. But here I want to be specific because this allows us to better practice this all, I guess. Now with this tiny change in place, which I guess already shows the magic of using that central error handling logic, we don't need to change anything anywhere else. We only added 2 new cases to this handle error function and we're done. So with this simple change, if I now try to log in for a user where the email address doesn't exist, we get the email does not exist. And now if I take the existing email address but a wrong password, I get the password is not correct. So our error handling is working, and we got the sign up and the login route in place. The next step, of course, is to finally start using that login data, start storing that token, and adjust our user interface to the current authentication status of the user.